This is News on the Hour.
In the headlines, PDP stages rally signals readiness for elections. Stray bullet kills teen in Maiduguri. Army arrests CJTF members. Kaduna community denies rescue of 31 abducted worshippers. Oyo 2027, Makinde moves to name successor. On the foreign scene, Iran alleges U.S. rescue mission may mask uranium theft plot. And in sports news, Iwobi apologizes after costly red card in Nigeria's draw against Jordan. Good afternoon and thank you for staying with us in Diamond 88.7 FM Ilori. This is the news on the hour. I am Bisola Oduwole Suleiman. We bring you details of the news after this break. Please stay with us.
We often think that mental health breakdowns sound like this.
I'm emotionally stressed. I'm emotionally downcast. I am so confused of all about life.
But in reality, they can sound like this. Don't make assumptions that people are okay just because they laugh and they smile. Everyone is going through something. Check on your friends and be kind to everyone else.
This message is reaching you from Diamond 88.7 FM Ilorin.
Welcome back from that break. Please note that you can listen to us via our website www.diamondfm.net or watch us live on Facebook at Diamond 87 FM and YouTube Diamond FM Ilori. Now the news in detail. The People's Democratic Party, PDP in Kwara State on Monday staged a rally across Ilori metropolis to mark the success of its recent national convention held in Abuja and reaffirm its readiness for upcoming elections. The rally, which drew party supporters and stakeholders, was aimed at informing aspirants and residents of the party's preparedness to participate in both the general and gubernatorial elections in the state. Party leaders said the next step would involve presenting candidates for various elective positions. The development comes after years of internal crisis that cast doubt over the party's future in the nation's political dynamism. The prolonged controversy, which saw several governors, lawmakers and other political figures defect to rival parties, had raised concerns about the PDP's survival ahead of the next electoral cycle. Former Vice President Atiku Abubakar has engaged a Washington-based lobbying firm, Von Batten Montague York LC, in a deal worth $1.2 million to strengthen his reputational standing in the United States ahead of the 2027 elections. Details of the agreement contained in filings with the U.S. Department of Justice show that the contract was signed on March 9 and 10, 2026 by the firm's managing partner, Carl Von Batten, and Nigerian politician Fabi Oladimeji, acting on behalf of Atiku. According to the documents, the engagement is designed to shape perceptions of Atiku within U.S. policy circles, counter narratives linked to the Nigerian government, and promote a broader understanding of his leadership style and policy vision among key policymakers. The National Publicity Secretary of the African Democratic Congress, ADC, Bolaji Abdullahi, has disclosed that over 500,000 Nigerians joined the party following the recognition of its factions by the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC. Abdullahi said the surge in membership came shortly after INEC announced on April 1 that it would no longer recognize the party's rival factions, citing a March 12 judgment of the Court of Appeal. The party has been embroiled in a leadership crisis involving a faction led by Nafiu Balagombe and another linked to David Mark. According to INEC, the decision means the commission will refrain from engaging either faction pending the outcome of a case before the Federal High Court. Despite the development, Abdullah insisted that the party has witnessed massive support while also accusing the electoral body of misinterpreting the court ruling and acting in a partisan manner. Still in the news, former Anambra State Governor Peter Obi has criticized President Bola Ahmed Tinubu over fresh attacks across the country, describing the situation as a failure of leadership. Obi's reaction followed the resurgence of violence shortly after President Tinubu assured victims in Jos that such incidents would not recur. In a statement shared on X on Monday, Obi referenced the president's April 2nd visit to Jos, where he pledged that the violence would not happen again. He noted that within 24 hours of that assurance, another attack reportedly occurred in Nyamgogel, just south local government area, leading to further casualties. Obi further lamented the spread of violence to states including Nasarawa, Zamfara, Borno, Benue, and Kaduna, stressing that lives and properties are no longer secure. The Nigerian Army has confirmed that a stray bullet allegedly fired by members of the Civilian Joint Task Force killed a 14-year-old girl in the Costain area of Maiduguri on Saturday. According to a family source, the teenager was inside her home in the University of Maiduguri Teaching Hospital quarters preparing for a wedding when the bullet struck. She had reportedly just finished applying henna for herself and her mother ahead of the celebration when the tragic incident occurred. The Army said preliminary findings indicate that CJTF operatives discharged firearms during a social gathering in a nearby compound. It described the act as unprofessional and unauthorized, noting that 4 suspects have been arrested while investigations continue to ensure those responsible are brought to justice. Moving on to Kaduna State, a community group in Kaduna State has rejected claims that 31 worshippers abducted during an Easter service in Ariko Community, Kachia local government area were rescued by the Nigerian Army, describing the report as false and misleading. In a statement on Monday, the president of the Koturumi Unity Development Association, J.D. Ariko, said all abducted victims remain in captivity. He explained that families are still in contact with the abductors who have reportedly confirmed that the victims are alive but being held in their camp. The denial follows earlier reports of a successful rescue after suspected bandits attacked churches during Easter in Ariko community, killing several worshippers and abducting others. The community urged authorities to verify information before release and called for the intensified efforts to secure the victims' safe return. And lastly, on the local scene, the Oyo State Governor, Seyi Makinde, has revealed that his administration has begun a deliberate process to identify a suitable successor ahead of the 2027 governorship election. The governor disclosed this in his April 2026 newsletter titled The Business of Governance, noting that consultations are already underway. Makinde explained that credible individuals have been engaged as part of a structured transition plan aimed at sustaining the state's progress. He assured that a final decision would be communicated at the appropriate time, emphasizing that the choice would reflect both achievements recorded under his administration and the future direction of the state. And that's it on the local scene. The news on the hour is reaching you from Diamond 88.7 FM in Lorraine. We take a short break. When we return, we'll bring you foreign and sports news. On the foreign scene, Iran alleges U.S. rescue mission may mask uranium theft plot. We'll bring you that story on the foreign scene and some others after the break. Please stay with us.
Follow us on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Diamond887FM. Diamond FM, shining supreme.
Welcome back from that break. If you're just tuned in and joining us, you're still listening to the news on the hour, reaching you from Diamond 88.7 FM in Lorraine. Before that break, we brought you local stories. Now we move on to the foreign scene. In foreign news, Iran has suggested that a United States operation to rescue a downed airman may have been a cover to steal enriched uranium, raising fresh tensions between the two countries. The claim was made by the country's foreign ministry amid growing scrutiny of the mission. Speaking on the development, Ismail Bakay said there were many questions and uncertainties surrounding the operation, particularly the location of the reported rescue. He noted that the area where the American pilot was said to be found in Koglier and Boya Ahmad province is far from where U.S. forces allegedly attempted to land in central Iran. The reaction follows comments by U.S. President Donald Trump, who announced that a second crew member of a F-15E Strike Eagle had been successfully recovered in what he described as a daring search and rescue mission after the aircraft went down over Iran. Still in foreign news, the Democratic Republic of Congo has announced plans to receive third country nationals deported from the United States under a new agreement with the administration of Donald Trump. In a statement on Sunday, the Congolese Ministry of Communications said the arrangement, expected to commence this month, is temporary and reflects the country's commitment to human dignity and international solidarity. The government, however, did not disclose the number of deportees expected. Under the deal, the United States will cover all costs associated with the deportations, while Congo bears no financial responsibility. The development comes amid ongoing U.S. efforts to broker peace between the DRC and Rwanda, as well as secure access to the country's critical mineral resources. And that's it on the foreign scene. Moving into the world of sports, Super Eagles midfielder Alexi Iwobi has admitted fault and issued a heartfelt apology following his red card in Nigeria's 2-2 friendly draw against Jordan on March 31. Iwobi was sent off late in the game after reacting angrily to being held back by Ahmad Jamus during the encounter in Turkey. Reflecting on the incident, the Fulham star described his actions as unacceptable and took full responsibility for the lapse in judgment. Iwobi apologized to his teammates, staff and Nigerian fans, promising to learn from the mistake. He, however, noted that the team could still take positives from the draw despite the incident. Still in sports news, Super Eagles midfielder Wilfred Ndidi has criticized the quality of officiating following Besiktas's 1-0 defeat to rivals Fenerbahce on Sunday night. The decisive moment came late in the game at the Chobani Stadium when Fenerbahce were awarded a controversial penalty with after Emmanuel Agbadu was judged to have fouled Douglas Nene inside the box. However, replays suggested Agbadu had made a clean challenge on the ball. Reacting on social media, Ndidi questioned the use of VAR, expressing frustration over the decision. And that's it in the world of sport. With that, we've come to the end of the news on the hour for today. But before we go, here is a recap of the major highlights. Kwara PDP stages rally, signals readiness for elections. Stray bullet kills teen in Maiduguri. Army arrests CJTF members. Kaduna community denies rescue of 31 abducted worshippers. Oyo 2027, Makinde moves to name successor. On the foreign scene, Iran alleges U.S. rescue mission may mask uranium theft plot. And in sports news, Iwobi apologizes after costly red card in Nigeria's draw against Jordan. Those are the major headlines as brought to you this afternoon. Before we wrap up the news, we take a look at our Today in History segment. Did you know that on this day in 1978, students across Nigerian universities staged a protest tagged Ali Must Go against Colonel Amadu Ali, the then Minister of Education, following an increase in meal and accommodation fees? And now you know. For news coverage or information about happenings around you, kindly contact the Diamond FM newsroom number on 09160627526 to join us at 3 p.m. for the news flash and at 5 p.m. for the news across the world for a comprehensive bulletin. In the meantime, log on to our website www.diamondfm.net to keep up to date with us from any part of the world. Don't forget to download the app on Google Play Store and iOS Apple Store, Diamond FM. The news on the hour was put together by Oduwole. I am Bisola. Oduwole Suleiman. Do stay tuned for the news in Yoruba coming up shortly. Good afternoon and happy Easter celebrations.
In the finest city of Ilori lies a secret.
Diamonds 88.7 FM.
Radio like no other.